So yesterday's paper, there are many foreign policy articles which we will discuss now. నిన్న పేపర్లో చాలా ఫారెన్ పాలసీ ఆర్టికల్స్ వచ్చాయి, అవి ఇప్పుడు మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. In the first page, yesterday's paper, you have an article, allow gambling in sports but regulate it, says law panel. Allow gambling in sports but regulate it, says law panel. The law commission submitted a report to the government. The law commission submitted a report to the government. In the countries like UK, Spain, Germany, France, Iceland, in various countries, gambling is allowed. Gambling is allowed, but regulate the gambling. Gambling is allowed, but regulate the gambling. And don't put cash at a stake in gambling. Whatever amount you accrue in gambling, there should be heavy income tax and GST. High rates of income tax and GST should be levied, and the money should go to social welfare schemes. And the money should go to social welfare schemes. In this perspective, you may get a GS question. Do you support legalizing gambling in India? When Law Commission submits a report on any topic, the topic is very crucial for the exam. Remember this. So, do you support legalizing gambling in India? Remember this. Next important article today with respect to IR, with respect to international relations. Next important article, India-US relations. India-US relations. Page number 8 in the editorial page, you have India-United States relations. The relationship between world's oldest democracy and world's largest democracy is always in a roller coaster. The relationship between world's oldest democracy and world's largest democracy is always in a roller coaster. Whenever you are writing in the next 1 year about India-US relation, you should start with this statement. Roller coaster means one side up, one side in the peak level, on the second side sometimes it will come to the down. It looks like suddenly within 6 months it went up, suddenly within 6 months it came down. Whenever this year you are writing an article on India-US relations, the relationship between the world's largest democracy and the world's oldest democracy is always in a roller coaster. This should be the introduction. One more introduction I will explain. Whenever you are writing introduction about India-China relations, the relationship between India and China is defined by geography and entangled by history or developed through history. The relationship between India and China is defined by geography and developed through history. That means geography made India-China neighbors, and the relationship like Buddhism, Silk Route, Huanshan, Issing, and the present Doklam, they are entanglements in history and geography. So like that, when your introduction should speak what you want to say in the answer. That is the core of writing IR answers. Whenever you submit an answer to me, even in exam, you have to think. And for example, whenever you are writing about Nepal and India relations, though Nepal is considered as a landlocked country, Mr. Oli said it's a land-linked country. And there is a saying that it is not just landlocked, it is India locked country. It is India locked country. There is a way of expressing the answer. Remember this. So India-US relations, the oldest democracy and the largest democracy, are in a roller coaster. Mr. Modi and Mr. Trump looking that they are drifting apart. They are drifting apart. Traditionally, when Republicans come to power, they are very favorable to India in America. When Democrats come to power, their ruling is not that favorable to India, their policies. And as you all know, Donald Trump is a Republican. The possible expectation is India will get a fair relationship with US. But Donald Trump wanted to have a paradigm shift from Cold War politics, Cold War priorities of America and post-Cold War priorities of America, and he wanted to show new hegemony in world politics. He wanted to dictate the terms. It is a time for India to have to choose many things with a time-bound manner, and because America fixed a time, by November 4th, you have to cut all oil imports from Iran. By November 4th, you have to cut all oil imports from Iran. India from last 3 years is negotiating a deal with Russia, S-400 Trump missile defense system. S-400 Trump missile defense system. $5.5 billion deal. $5.5 billion deal India is discussing with Russia. And now America is saying that it will impose a CAATSA on the countries. It will impose CAATSA on the countries which have the countries with different deals with American enemies, adversaries. That means America is saying if India have this deal with Russia, America will impose sanctions on India. In the same way with Iran. How can America should define India's friendships? How can America limit India's relationships? Last month, Prime Minister Modi went to Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore. Modi attended Shangri-La Dialogue, similar to Asian Security Dialogue. It is something like Security Dialogue. In that, he used the term, India maintains its strategic autonomy. India maintains its strategic autonomy. No foreign power can exert its influence on India with respect to India's foreign policy decisions, because India is a sovereign country. Internally, India is supreme. Externally, Indian government is free to take its own foreign policy course. India is free to take its own foreign policy course. And Modi, last before month, he conducted 2 important informal summits with China and Russia. Wuhan in China, Sochi in Russia. He met Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. He wanted to establish strong ties with these 2 powerful neighbors and powerful nations. And America looked at this with skepticism, because America's traditional foreign policy is, if you are not with me, you are against me. If you are not with me, I consider that you are against me. When India chose to become a member of NAM in 1960s, and when many countries joined NAM, American General Douglas announced that those who are not with us, we consider that you are against us. Those who are not with us, we consider that you are against us. So by seeing all these things, India, and why America postponed 2+2 dialogue, defense ministers and foreign ministers dialogue, and Nikki Haley, US diplomat visit to India, she reiterated twice that India should limit its relationship with Iran. India should limit its relationship with Iran. So this is how America is trying to impose on India. It's no more that India is a top priority to America. And in the top priority list, Modi is in the 40th position, around 40th position. And many small countries are before Modi. It is no more India for America. This is, so is India, US drifting apart. This is the gist of the article, and you have to analyze the article like this. Yes.
Regarding this 2+2 meeting, I believe the US clearly declared that it was not because of any personal reasons, but because Mr. Pompeo was in North Korea.
Yes, might be. But when something goes a little haywire, everything will be interpreted like this. Indo-US relations from last 20 years I am observing. From last 20 years I am observing, when there is a small change, every country and every foreign newspaper and magazine try to interpret that India and US are drifting apart. That's the reason why I told. They are always in a roller coaster, one side up and one side down. It's not that it's going to be down always, again it's going to come up. It happens. I remember in 2006, when I am preparing for my exams at that time, Condoleezza Rice, the then Secretary of State, visited India. And one journalist asked her, what do you think about NAM, non-alignment movement? She told, what do you mean by NAM? It's already dead. It's already dead. And I don't consider that India is a strong member in NAM. And everybody got angry with this dialogue. But still, again, India-US relations went up. And next instant where I have seen India and US relations are coming down is Devyani Co-Brigade incident. The IFS officer, Indian Foreign Service officer, with single diplomats, India-US relations at one point of time have come to all-time low. 6 months complete articles on India-US relations because of one diplomat, Devyani Co-Brigade. India will not judge whether she is right or wrong, but the thing is, any humiliation to Indian diplomat is a humiliation to India, because diplomat is a representative of the country. Diplomat is a representative of the country. So all these things, there are various issues where many times I have seen India-US relations are coming, stooping very low. So this is one incident. And it's a time, the clock is ticking on the relationship. The clock is ticking because it's a time bonus. It's a very important foreign policy article which a political science student should cut and paste in the notes. Next important article, why we need governors. Again, IGP, Indian government and politics. Why we need governor. The article is written by Gopal Krishna Gandhi. Gopal Krishna Gandhi. He started with a statement. Is a governor a chandelier on the rooftop or a carpet on the floor? Are we only ornaments? Are we only decorative items? Are we only symbolic? Are we only a constitutional and titular head without real powers? The introduction itself shows his anguish with respect to governor's position and lieutenant governor's position. And particularly, he wrote the article after the Supreme Court constitutional judgment on Delhi lieutenant governor's position. He asked, are we only a chandelier or a carpet or an ornament or a decorative item fit for nothing but for a ceremonial head or constitutional or titular head without any value. And in this, as a grandson of Gandhi, he started with Gandhi, Gopalakrishna Gandhi. Next para, he started article with Gandhi. Here, Gandhi went to Bengal, and the independence to India have become imminent. At that time, in Bengal, the governor is Frederick Burroughs. Frederick Burroughs. He attended Gandhi. And Bengal, as you all know, is an area with a lot of communal tensions at that time. And there was a popularly elected government led by Suhrawardi, and the governor is Frederick Burroughs. And governor went to attended Gandhi, and governor asked him, kindly suggest me what should I do? What should I do? What is my role? Then Gandhi told, Your Excellency, you can do nothing. You can do nothing. And the Gandhi's intention is, there was a popularly elected government, a representative government in Bengal, and before that government you can do nothing. And here comes Walter Bagehot statement, very important statement on governor. Walter Bagehot, W-A-L-T-R, Walter, B-A-G-H-E-T-O, Bagehot, B-A-G-H-O-T, Bagehot statement. What is the statement? Walter Bagehot statement. The right to be consulted, the right to be encouraged, the right to warn, the right to consult, the right to be consulted, the right to encourage, and the right to warn. This is governor's position. The right to be consulted, the right to encourage, the right to warn. See, when something is going wrong, governor should tell it is wrong. When the government is doing well, the government should encourage good things. When important administrative matters or discretion matters comes, the governor should get, the chief minister and representative government should consult the governor. This is Walter Bagehot's statement. Walter Bagehot, B-A-G-E-H-O-T statement on the British crown, symbolic head. Very beautiful statement. Whenever you are writing about president or governor, political science answer, essay or polity answer, you should use this term, the right to be consulted, the right to warn, or the right to encourage. And is the governor just a figurehead, a symbolic head? Is he mean nothing? No value? No. He has some value. He has some value in the constitution. And again, Gopalakrishna Gandhi wrote about Gandhi. Gandhi wrote in his Harijan magazine, governors will have all pervasive moral influence over the administration. All pervasive moral influence. That means governor will sit and watch if something goes wrong, if things go beyond control, if constitutionalism goes out. He has all pervasive moral influence on setup. So this is the most valuable role which cannot be quantified. And chief minister was asked to act conscientiously and governor was asked to act constitutionally. Chief minister was asked to act conscientiously. Governor was asked to act constitutionally. Representative governments, popularly elected governments, think about populism. But who should think about continuity and constitutionalism? It is the governor. It is the governor who should think about continuity and constitutionalism. Representative government will think only about populism. Representative government think only about populism. And the governor should exert the moral voltage. the sense of rightness and wrongness, the sense of rightness and wrongness, and there are many words that were used. There is a difference between interference and influence. There is a difference between interference and influence. Perspective versus prejudice. It is my perspective. It should not be always prejudice. And all pervasive moral influence. All pervasive moral influence. This is the gist of the article. And this year there will be an article, essay, this year itself. It won't wait up to even next year. You may get a better chance of political science governor's role, IGP paper, maximum ravachu, or polity, or essay, or in one paper in GS, somewhere you are expected to write this concept. Remember, this is the most important topic in this year itself. Next year, this particular question is very crucial. I remember in 2016 mains exam, IGP political science, the recent controversial role played by the governor in IGP. The answer I wrote from Hindu paper editorial, Uttarakhand and Arunachal Pradesh, article 356. That was a question that was asked in 2016, political science paper 1 part B. Directly from the similar editorial, I picked up the answer and I wrote. All pervasive moral influence, in the word, influence not interference. CM should act conscientiously, governor should act constitutionally. We cannot quantify the governor's role because it is invaluable. He is not just a carpet on the floor or a chandelier on the rooftop. He was beyond that. He was not just decorative item. He was not just an ornament. He was something better than that. Okay? Such an expressive article on governor you can never find. After a long time I have read such a beautiful article on his role. You can never find these words in Lakshmikant or D.D. Basu somewhere else, which will add value to your answer. Today morning at 4:30 I woke up and read this, and read 2 times, 3 times because I was so attracted to this article. Okay, next.
Compared to governor, lieutenant governor is a more powerful.
Yes, lieutenant governor is in a special position. I will tell you why. State in a federal setup have a bit of autonomy. A state in a federal setup. You all know federalism means division of powers between center and states. India is a federal country. Though it was not written in the constitution the word federal, even B.R. Ambedkar, the father of our constitution, informally agreed that India is a federal constitution. In the federal constitution, we have division of powers. But UTs, union territories, have a special administrative setup where center will have a more role than even the UT have legislative assembly, center will take a more role because UTs are created for a specific purpose. The reason is, if it is important internationally, strategic location or very small area, or if the center thinks that it should be better ruled by the center, or it is unstable, in such conditions they can create an UT. In that, union territory means a centrally controlled area. In that, lieutenant governor will be given powers according to the position of the territory to take decisions on various matters. Coming to Delhi, law and order, land and police. For intelligence and security, Delhi is the headquarters. And all various embassies of various countries are located in Delhi. VIP visits happen in Delhi. If completely police fails in Delhi, if it is given to police, Delhi police, if it is given to the state, then what will be the hold of the center in the headquarters? So all these things will think and gives better powers to the lieutenant governor so that he can directly consult the president. That means home ministry will take a decision. So all these things. So with respect to specific situation, even I observed in Puducherry, why they made Puducherry as a UT.
French.
You will see, it's a French colony. In Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman Dayu, Annam, ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు యూటీస్గా ఉన్నాయి అంటే దెర్ ఈస్ అ రీజన్ బిహైండ్ ఇట్. దాన్ని ఇంకా కావాలి చూస్తే అర్థమవుతుంది మీకు. ఇఫ్ యూ సీ దట్ టెరిటరీ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ వై దే హ్యావ్ మేడ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ యూటీ, why they have not made it as state. Okay, so you have to understand the situation and then you have to decide why the government have made it a UT, and that we will discuss when I am discussing IGP. Next important beautiful article which the students should cut and paste in IR is India's foreign policy adrift. ఇది పేపర్ 1 పార్ట్ బికి బేస్ ఆన్సర్. ఇప్పుడు వితౌట్ దిస్ ఆర్టికల్ యూ కెనాట్ కంప్లీట్ యువర్ ఫారెన్ పాలసీ ఆన్సర్. షూర్, ఇండియాస్ ఫారెన్ పాలసీ ఆన్సర్ దిస్ ఇయర్, నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్. ఈ ఆర్టికల్ మీకు బేస్ అయిపోద్ది ప్రతి దానికి. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇష్యూస్ ఇచ్చాడు ఈ ఆర్టికల్లో. హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యూ రెడ్ దిస్ ఆర్టికల్? ఈజ్ ఇండియాస్ ఫారెన్ పాలసీ అడ్రిఫ్ట్? వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ టు ఆల్? ఈ ఆర్టికల్ లేకపోతే మీకు పేపర్ 1 పేపర్ 2 పార్ట్ బి ఇండియా అండ్ వరల్డ్ ఆర్టికల్ పేపర్ లేదు తెలుసా, అంత బాగుంది ఈ ఆర్టికల్. ఈజ్ ఇండియాస్ ఫారెన్ పాలసీ అడ్రిఫ్ట్? దిస్ ఇస్ ద టాపిక్. వాట్ డూ మీన్ బై అడ్రిఫ్ట్? ఈజ్ ఇట్ మూవింగ్ వితౌట్ ప్రాపర్ డైరెక్షన్? చుక్కాని లేని నావలాగా పరిగెడుతుందా, పోతుందా అని. ఈజ్ ఇట్ అడ్రిఫ్ట్? ఈజ్ ఇట్ షిఫ్టింగ్ టువర్డ్స్ డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్స్? ఒక ఇది లేకుండా వెళ్తుందా? దాని మీద డిస్కషన్ పెట్టాడు. దేర్ ఇస్ అ డిస్కషన్ హియర్. ఈజ్ ఇండియన్ ఫారెన్ పాలసీ అడ్రిఫ్ట్? సో యాజ్ యూ ఆల్ నో, వెన్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ డిబేట్ దే విల్ కలెక్ట్ ఒపీనియన్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎస్, నో అండ్ కాంప్లికేటెడ్. వెన్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ డిబేట్ దే విల్ సే someone say yes, someone say no, someone say complicated. Definitely the ruling party say no, Indian foreign policy is very fair under the Modi government. Definitely opposition party says no, Indian foreign policy is very bad today, they will say. And the man who is neutral says we cannot judge whether completely the ruling party is successful, whether completely the ruling party is failure. But I wish to tell you, from 2014 to 2018, from the last 4 years in the Modi government, what are the changes that were made in the Indian foreign policy which actually fascinated in a positive way and in a challenging way, that I wish to discuss. This is a very important area for your India and world. First thing, Modi to his swearing in ceremony invited all SAARC leaders. Invited all SAARC leaders. That is, he wanted to make his own neighbors happy first. As you all know, if you want to become a superpower, a great power, first of all you should be regional power. నువ్వు గొప్ప శక్తిగా మారాలంటే ఫస్ట్ నువ్వు ప్రాంతీయ శక్తిగా ఉండాలి. When you want to become a great power, you should be a regional power first. And the second thing, Modi's first foreign visit was to Bhutan. Modi's first foreign visit to is to Bhutan, a very small Himalayan kingdom contiguous to India. And for that I will wish to link a point, Doklam issue, which was a tri-junction issue between India, Bhutan and China, and the importance and significance Modi gave to Bhutan. And he changed the look-east policy into act-east policy. The Asian countries, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Philippines, with these Asian countries, India started act-east policy, actively and proactively engaging with the eastward countries. Really a great thing. And Modi visited till date 55 countries. 55 countries. Till now, most of the countries thought India neglected them. Attention deficit. And Modi made every country to think that India is really a friend to them. India bothers them. Small country to big country. And the most fascinating point here is, he not only addressed the leadership in various countries, but also the diaspora and common man there. Whenever Modi visited, wherever he visited, he received a celebrity status. Masses got flocked to him, got attracted to him. The brand Modi carried an image of brand India. We have to agree this fact. Modi have become the brand of India. It's not just Indian Prime Minister. And India got a special impression because of Modi. There is no doubt about it. And Modi tried hard to make India into export control regimes, to get membership into various export control regimes. There are 4 export control regimes: NSG, MTCR, Wassenaar Arrangement, Australia Group. Except in NSG, he became member in all groups. He made India to become member in all groups. Except in NSG. Even for NSG, he tried hard. Even for NSG, he tried hard. And after Modi's advent, we have dealt terrorism in a different way. Surgical strikes and hard pursuit. We have never attacked and victimized a common man, an innocent person, even in the enemy country. Whatever attacks we have done in a retaliation measure, that was only as surgical strikes and hard pursuits. Never ever we have victimized a common man, even in our enemy country. And Modi's connection with Middle East, and with respect to Israel, the first Prime Minister from India to visit Israel was Modi. And pragmatic foreign policy, practical foreign policy, and recent term strategic autonomy of India. No Prime Minister have extensively spoken about this strategic autonomy. And whenever possible, within this short period, Indira Gandhi was one of the longest serving Prime Ministers of India. It's good that she visited almost many countries in the world. But in this 4 years period, Modi is the first person within 4 years to travel 55 countries. And one of the greatest achievements is he invited all Asian countries leaders last year's Republic Day parade. He invited all leaders from Asian countries to last year's Republic Day parade. And what more you need from a Prime Minister in foreign policy point of view than this? And to counter China's BRI, he made a doctrine called Project Mausam to reconnect with the Indonesian friends. And he used a term called Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. He used a term called Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. And he emphasized on rule-based international architecture. He emphasized on rule-based international architecture. And these are all the achievements in the last 4 years. And we received many dignitaries, there is no doubt about it. But till now I told the road which went positively. But the challenges or bottlenecks, now I will discuss. Russia, which is considered as all-weather friend to India, have drifted away mostly from India. Druzhba, the anti-terrorism exercise, went on strongly between Russia and Pakistan. China, though India got membership along with Pakistan in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, China is still further and strongly have become very strong ally to Pakistan. And we failed in controlling terror attacks. And the most important foreign policy drift, which is a major challenge to India, to appease America, appease means to pacify America, in 2016 because Barack Hussein Obama is helping India on various issues including energy membership. Modi have not attended NAM summit in Margaret Islands, Venezuela. Modi have not attended NAM summit which was held, 17th NAM summit which was held at Margaret Islands, Venezuela. Only once when there was a Charan Singh who was ad hoc prime minister at that time have not attended. All the prime ministers attended NAM summit. In fact, NAM summit means it's a celebration in the house. It's an in-house celebration for India because India is a founding member of NAM and Jawaharlal Nehru's brainchild was NAM. And Modi drifted away from that. This was a big drawback. This was a very big drawback. And the effect of Brexit on India, not yet completely known, but there is big effect on Brexit in India. And there is a lot of comments that, lot of criticism that Modi's visit is nothing but a media gaze, achieved nothing in foreign countries. It was nothing but a media gaze and he achieved nothing in foreign countries and no relationship got improved. It's nothing but a media gaze. This was the thing. And trade was increased. We have diasporic connections. Remittances were increased during Modi. Many were increased, but still a long way to go in the Indian foreign policy. Already we have shifted from idealism to pragmatism, but we need to go a long way in India's foreign policy. This was the article. This article 3 times chadavandi. Read 3 times. Yesterday's newspaper 3 times. Me notes paste cheseskondi. Chudukunda rayandi essay. This article. This might come as essay also. Without seeing, write an essay. Urke chadivi essay rayandi. Idi anta chavute anni marks vastayi meeku foreign policy lo. And you will get various ideas to discuss. Done? So after seeing today's paper, yesterday's paper, I wish to tell you this article and India US article. Chala governor article. Without this, there is no political science. Done? We will go to the political thought.